Good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And this is the weekend workout where we invite you to play with your strength. Let's practice stability, mobility, have a little bit of fun with our fitness, and we'll get started with just a little bit of space, a little flex show out to the side. We'll all start with the head, neck, and the rib cage, and then Lauren will take it from there. At the head, neck, do a little bit of a chin tuck in. Either palms forward or on your hips, somewhere that's nice and comfortable for you. Then we'll extend and flex the neck. Flexing the neck starts with the chin being brought towards the top of the sternum. Make sure that feels easy and safe and practice those small bits. Then it's the extension from there, up. Repeating one more time, flexion, meaning forward, take a breath, and then extension, up. And then reset, your eyes on the horizon, looking straight ahead. Now the chin won't move too much, neither will the nose, but we'll side flex, ear towards shoulder, and then through the middle, repeat to the other side. We're standing tall, gripping with the feet, practicing glute squeezes as we lightly move the head, neck in this lateral flexion pattern. That's our last time. Finish in the middle. We'll save the rotation just for a second. Now, either across the belly, chest, or grip onto those clavicles. Start with our side flex. So we'll do our side flexion, up and over, to center. Same thing to the other side. Imagine doing this again over top of the hips, or like spinning a ball in a cup. We're moving the rib cage on top of those hips. Avoid spilling out. Then forward and back. Chin tuck to start. It's that flexion or rib cage towards hip shape, and then pull down on those abdominals to lift up through the rib cage T-spine. Repeating one more time, it's that low effort flexion shape. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing, and then extension. One more missing part of those parts completely are the rotations. So hands in nice and tight with the shoulders back. At the head, neck, rotate a way of your choice. I chose my right. Then the hips stay forward, the rib cage turns, then the head goes back to center, the rib cage is to follow. Repeating, other side, chin tuck. Keep the head stable, move through the rib cage T-spine, and then the head moves back to the middle center, and the rib cage follows along. It's one more time each side with the chin tuck. Breathing into that nice rotation, head center, rib cage follow, and last time, rotation head. Hips forward, torso turn, head center, rib cage center. Go everywhere, be specific, but also let it be loose in the middle to relax.
Let's get those lower bodies going now. First, we'll start with the feet. With our feet underneath us, let's back up a little bit and spice it up. Point a leg to the front, open up the toes. Place the toes down, the ball of the foot, and the heel. Then feel the pull on your front leg to bring yourself over top of that front leg, bending your back toes. Push some weight into those back toes, bend, flick the floor away, come through. Open up, toes, ball, heel. Pull yourself onto your front leg, bend your back toes, point through. Two more like so. Opening them up, pulling yourself onto the front leg, gently getting your hips stacked over your standing leg now, bending through the toes, and last one, opening up, pulling yourself forward, and ending up with your feet underneath. Now let's go backwards back. Toes, ball, heel, point that front foot, straight leg passes underneath you, then a slight knee bend. Toe, ball, heel, point, straight leg underneath. Two more steps here. We're keeping that leg nice and straight as it comes underneath us because we want to create room in those hips for two straight legs before we bend the knee. Last one, end up with your feet underneath you. Excellent. Give that a little shake. Next, let's take a single leg and step it back into our lunge position. In our lunge position, we're tall, we're up on that bent back toe we just warmed up, and we're gently pulling the floor together. Let's continue pulling the floor together, trying to maintain those level hips as we end up onto the floor here. With our front leg out in front, let's pull it in without moving and press the back hip forward. So feel that push-pull tension Probably some stretch to the front of that hip flexor. Keep pulling on that front leg to bring your knee towards over your toe, but maintain the extension in your back hip. Then push into the floor forward to send yourself back. Let's repeat the same thing, but in the side position. Leg comes to the side, which could be between 10 o'clock on the clock here. Hips stay level. Push down on that leg, pull it in without moving, and keep pushing that back hip forward. Now pull so much on that side leg that you end up getting that knee towards over the toe. Then push into the floor, sending yourself back. Let's heel toe that leg to the front. We're going to start pushing forward and back, creating tension to stand, and we'll come up together. Repeat the same thing on the other leg. Give that a little shake. Other leg, drop back. Try to control your descent, keeping your shoulders stacked over top of your hips and your hips nice and level. We ended up here. We had that back butt cheek squeeze, that front leg pulled in, and we just felt the stationary tension. Then we pulled so much on that front leg that we gently drifted knee towards over toe. Checking you're not arching your low back and you're still squeezing your back butt cheek. Then push into the floor forward to send yourself back up to tall. Heel toe that leg open to the side. Once there, level it out. Pull on that front leg in, sending that back hip forward. Then keep pulling yourself knee towards over toe. Stay there, breathe. Then push into the floor, bringing yourself back up to center. Heel toe that foot to the front. Feel that forward backwards tension, pushing into the floor. Then push so much, you come back up to standing. Give that a little shake.
And a little shake. We'll do a quick shoulder warm up from standing tall, and then Lauren will take us back down to that floor to work on some more skills down there. Start with those hands, palms facing forward, and then make fists with the fingers. Bending on the wrists, have the knuckles reach towards forward. Keep those elbows straight until we gently bend them into that racks position here. Low effort shrug, low effort pull down through those lats, and then that flexion on shoulder or elbow tips towards forward. Reset the elbows to the body. Point your fingers to the back wall. Extend, opening on the wrists next, and then extend, straightening the elbows lastly. But not truly lastly, because we're going to be squeezing the shoulder blades together, rib cage forward just a little bit, and take the arms towards behind as if to touch together. Then with that push-up or extended wrist in the back, let's make a fist. Then we'll flex the wrist forward, proceed to do our biceps curl next. Then those armpits dig low, the elbow tips go forward, and to finish, we'll go fingertips to the back wall, extension on the wrist, and now slowly squeeze the shoulder blades together as you straighten the arms, return them back down to your side, and then our little bit of a wiggle. Kind of live. I'll take us down on the floor and then we'll hand Lauren the mic from there. Lauren warmed up those ankles. Let's continue with that in our toe squat initiative here. So it's those knees towards over toes with feet stay flat. Then we'll press those hips through, squeezing those glutes. Repeating again, pull. This time sink a little lower, peeling the heels up. But then let's get right back up to that tall position and practice our first toe balance here. Squeezing, bracing, ribs over those hips. Then get the heels down to the floor. We'll get all the way to the floor this time. As you go knees over toes, heels can lift. And then with assistance or without, get those knees down. Let's listen to what Lauren has to say now.
Let's warm up those wrists because we're going to be crawling later. So with our arms extended, our blades lightly retracted, let's right away try to turn those elbow pits towards the ceiling. Now as we hinge, we're going to come down all 8 fingers first and that first callus line. Palms are still off the ground. Pull your shoulders out of your ears, straighten your elbows again, and then slowly accept the floor with your palms, trying to keep those elbows nice and straight. Pinkies are heavy, rings are heavy, middles, indexes and thumbs. Now with your shoulders out of your ears, let's take those elbows and rotate them backwards and then rotate them forward. Doing that 2 more times, noticing that nothing else is moving as I'm doing this. It's only my arms, really my humerus, directing that movement as I internally rotate it and then I externally rotate it. Now we're back to those nice straight elbows with all 10 fingers on the floor. Let's pull forward, getting a little bit of wrist extension. So shoulders over top of fingers, and then use your fingers and press yourself back. One more time, pull yourself forward, just get to stacked. Now let's do the reverse of how we got down here. So first, with straight elbows, we press the floor away with the palms, and then put the palms back down. And then press the floor away with the palms, and palms back down. And last one, press the floor away, and then flick, and shake that out. Good. One more, we'll come to the tops of the knuckles here. I want you to hinge down, nice straight elbows again. And we're more on those knuckles 1 and 2 versus out to the pinkies. Keeping your shoulders down, your knees fairly close to your hands. Slowly roll over the back of the hand. Once you're there, is your shoulder still out of your ear and your elbow rotated as far forward as it can get? Then push into the floor to get back up to those 1, 2 knuckles. Repeat on the other side. Roll over the back of the hand. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. Push into the floor to come back up. Let's do that one last time. Opening up, elbow straight, shoulder out of your ear. You might not get the back of the hand to the floor, and that's okay. Press back up. Last one. I'd rather you prioritize keeping your shoulder down and your elbow straight than getting the back of the hand to the floor. Press back up, push the floor away. Extend, should we stand or stay down here?
We should stay down here. And just like Lauren cued, that shoulder to hand, we're working from the core to the periphery. So maybe Lauren, share us your cool core exercise for today.
Okay, well, because we're going to be crawling, let's warm up our core from our plank position. So with our hands gripping the floor underneath our shoulders, our toes reaching out behind us, or our feet, let's tuck our hips under, squeeze our butt cheeks, and just gently pull the floor together underneath us. That means pulling your hands towards your hips without moving. Are your butt cheeks still squeezed and your core still braced like I could punch you, but you're breathing underneath it? Now pull on your hands, try to get your shoulders a little further over top of your fingers, and then use your fingers and press yourself back. Do that one more time, pull on the floor, drifting forward. And then this time at the hips, tilt the tailbone to the ceiling, and lift the hips, gently pressing the heels towards the floor, but prioritize that long tailbone to the ceiling. And then we'll slowly walk our hands back to our feet. Let's end up in a forward fold position. So we're folded in half. We're gently trying to keep our knees straightish. We're pulling our belly button in, using our abs on the front and the back of our spine as we slowly stack ourselves up. Head is last to land.
Is right. That was kind of our first crawl, so we'll come right back to that position probably in a second. But until then, we'll get those legs going as Lauren warmed up the feet and those legs in that initial walk. Let's start by pulling up and testing your balance down low. Hold a quick little balance here, and then a point, a land, toe ball, heel. I'm just gonna move a little bit. Now that we're in that stance, just like in the lunge, let's pull ourselves forward, then push that front leg forward to go back, and Lauren cued already, that straight leg returning under the hips. Left, right, let's do the same thing on the other side. So knee front, other leg, point, land, toe ball, heel, pull, just like Lauren's lunge in the warm-up, and then push forward, hip extend through with a straight leg. Now reach the leg forward, open to that 10 or 2, point, land accepting the floor, pulling together, pushing away, assembling, and then same thing other side. Point, land, and push. 9s and 3s, we'll go knee front, knee side. Straight legged landing, and then blend into that knee bend like a shock, absorbing it and pressing together. And then knee front, knee side, point. Straight legs, pull, and push together. My favorite ones, the hard ones to the side, the back. So knee side, rotate, land to that 4 or 8 o'clock place on a clock, and then center, other side, knee front, knee side, lead with the head, turn the shoulders, land, and press, and then to the back, knee stays stable, toe ball heel, just like Lauren's backwards walk in the warm-up, and then straight leg assemble, and then same thing other side. Back leg bends, front leg straight, push through the tall, finish even taller. Back to you.
Excellent. Let's progress that elephant position or that down dog position into a crawling format. So we'll get to the floor via our hinge. Tailbone lightly tips to the ceiling, our feet are about hip width apart, and we'll first have a nice long spine here. Then we'll tip forward and our hands will find the floor. Our feet might narrow a little bit. I want you to keep your knees bent right now and tip your tailbone even more to the ceiling. Now keeping that position, then you'd be allowed to straighten your legs. Next, we'll take a step opposite hand and foot, peeling off the floor and placing down ideally at the same time. Roll through the hand as we did in that warm-up, so palm leaves, fingers flick. Once you've taken a couple steps forward, either keep going forward or reverse your tracks. Still opposite hand and foot as you go here, flicking the floor away, trying to keep those legs and tailbone tipped towards the ceiling, legs straight, that is. Once you get back to where you came from, lightly bend your knees, push your hips back, walking your hands to your feet, long spine, press through to tall.
Whew. How's it feeling to be upside down today? Give a little bit of a check-in before we work on any more of those crazy adventurous upside down skills. But working on balances in other ways too, working on this version of our clock. Point a leg to the front, and then the single leg that you're standing on does the bend. And press the hips back through. Alternating sides, repeat the same effort on the other side. Knee bend, reach out front, full extend through. We could do it together, one leg out as the other bends, or we could segment that the leg goes first, and then we bend. And extend nice and tall. Now to the 9s and 3s, try to keep that inseam turned up with even a toe point and together. And same thing other side. Check in on that balance. To tall. Reach to the back corner, but stay square. So keep the hips and shoulders forward. Extend to tall. Repeat to the other side. And tall. And then straight to the back, as if you're trying to hide your leg. Avoid it being out to the side. Really try to find straight behind. And then one last time, same effort, tall upper body, push through, and then enjoy a little shake and wiggle. Back to you.
Back to some more crawls. Let's explore our bear crawl this time. Let's come down to our forward fold. So blades lightly together, chin's going to tuck. We're going to try to keep our blades together as we flex through the rib cage, up and over the belly button. Shift your weight a little bit into the forefoot, but do keep your heels down. Flex over top of the hips. Next, place your hands on the floor, bend your knees, and come down to all fours. Let's pattern this right away with 6 points of contact, which is 2 toes, 2 knees, and 2 hands. Next, let's take our opposite hand and knee, lift them off the floor at the same time. Hold that for a second. Feel how hard that is? Good. Now place them down on the floor slightly ahead of you. Repeat. Lift, pause, and then place down. Lift, pause, and then place down. One more time like this. They do not need to be big steps. Now let's try that same activity going backwards. Opposite hand and knee, pause, and place down. Pause. Where should you feel this? Your core. You have a bowl of water on your back and you don't want to spill it. No tipping side to side. Maintain that internal brace. If that was hard enough, which it very well could be, I would like you to keep going with that. If you'd like to try one stage a little harder, let's hover our knees off the floor. Bowl of water on your back. It's expensive water. Don't spill it. Forward. Opposite hand and knee. Take your time. Maybe even try to pause in that 2 points of contact. That's pretty tricky. Slow-mo bear is harder than fast-mo bear. Last one in the forward direction. And then, if you'd like, reverse it. No tipping. Breathe. Peel the hands away. Don't spill the water. Last step, end up with everything underneath you. Lift your hips in the air. Walk your hands back to your feet. This time the knees will stay straight and we'll unfold ourselves. So we'll tuck our chin, we'll pull our belly button in, and we'll slowly stack ourselves. Up to tall. And shake that out.
And shaking. Now get a little bit of space because we'll keep that moving theme going and practice this horse stance walk or this walk, whatever you want to call it. Horse stance is a nice name though. Start in a single plie stance here, or first position plie, a little bit of a weight transfer, and then reach a straight leg out to the front. Pull, and then push. Return the legs together, and just stand up. It's harder if we stay low, so let's do that for successive reps. We'll pull ourselves in our squats position. We'll reach out to the side and feel the pull energy first. Complement that with the push. Heels together. Now stay low, and then slide out front. It's a pull to push, hips and shoulders forward, heels together, and then front, pull, push, heels together. Stand up nice and tall. Let's do that same effort, perhaps finish one more repetition, and then we'll do the same effort to the back. So pull ourselves down in that squat plie, reach to the back corner, push forward, accept the landing on a bent knee, stay low if that's for you, then reach to the back diagonal, push front, feel the pull, heels together, check your surroundings, and one or two more here, reach to the back, press forward, pull the legs together. I think I have room, we'll do one more time here, push forward, reach back, heels together, tall and taller, and then that shake and wiggle.
All right. It's time to do a little more fun upside down.
Ooh.
Let's get back to that elephant position and either continue as an elephant, transition to a bear. Choice is yours. Animorphs here.
Ooh.
Or, if you know it, you know. Or let's practice a couple kick-ups. So kick-ups will progress us towards our handstand, which ultimately everybody wants to handstand. Or you don't, and that's fine too. What it's going to look like is our hands will be on the floor. We could be an elephant, we could be walking, we could be a bear, we could be crawling, or we could work on just kick switch, kick switch, kick switch.
Oh, that looks like fun. I want to join here.
Yeah, who doesn't? So let's make our way to the floor, hands down. Transfer your weight a little bit more into your hands, thinking about stacking your wrists underneath your shoulders. Stagger your feet, and now let's kick up and try to switch your feet on the landing. Kick, switch, kick, switch. Two more. Kick, switch, kick, switch. Push the floor away and just stand up tall for a second. Give your head a little break. Breathe, shake it out. How'd that feel? We're gonna do that one more time. Either the same height you were going for, baby air, or could you get a little more power in those kick switches? Be safe, always land back to your feet. Here we go. Hands go back down, stagger your stance, stack your shoulders, then kick, switch. Flicking the floor away with your toes, trying to get that weight towards over top of your hands. Let's do two more for fun. One, and two. And then push the, or stick it, push the floor away. And shake it out.
And shake it out. Let's give those hands a break. Keep working on some of those weight transfers, this time in that Shiko-inspired squat. Assemble in that first position, just like that horse stance walk, but then open up a little wider where we probably ended up, halfway between the walk. From this position, let's pull ourselves down. Press to a single leg base of support, and whether it's touching the floor or the ankle like Lauren is there, reach out to the side, land in the middle. Same thing other side. And repeating. We'll do about 3 more each side here. And if you were on the floor like me before, could you challenge to the ankle? If you're at the ankle, could you challenge towards the knee? Reach. Sit in the middle. Find a balance. Squeeze your standing leg bum cheek and out. 2 more each side. Just keep a nice little rhythm here as you go through. Quiet on the landing. Powerful on the up. Reach. One last time here each side.
Oh, you did your one more and then you did more.
Oh, I think that's 6 total reps. I don't know, I might be wrong. 6 or 8.
Well, you said last
Middle,
one.
tall, move them back together and shake.
All right, we should continue on that fun journey.
I'm in.
Okay, let's talk about one thing. That's my favorite way to kick up into a handstand. Ian's favorite way is to step in. So remember, if these next exercises are not for you, you could be crawling like your bear. You could be crawling like your elephant. Both will prepare you for one day doing your handstand if you wish to pursue it. This next one, if you'd like to attempt the step-in kick-out, looks like this. Hands overhead, 1 foot out front. You're going to think about pushing your weight on top of your hands or getting up and over a hurdle to get towards that upside down position. Let's see baby air for a second again. Nice. And it could be even babier, so don't feel like you even have to get. It could be just, oh, good. And right now Ian is alternating his takeoff leg. I would recommend practicing that as it does create that little bit of balance as well as that mind game, which is always fun. So whether it's big air or little air, let's take a couple minutes or a couple seconds here and practice those step-ins.
We're already assembling in that hollow body position.
Oops, I should have started smaller.
Trying to keep the knees straight and starting low, just like Lauren said under her breath there. Start with those low baby airs, build the confidence and the strength required to bring yourself, that's a nice rep, Lauren, towards that upside down position, like on cue, like that, like right there. Maybe 1 or 2 more, finish on your own, but finish like you could do more repetitions versus feeling spent. So let's do one more squat thing, maybe one more fun handstand crawling thing, and then you're on your own for the rest of a lovely Saturday. Pull yourself into a squat. Let's do our weight shift to go towards the other side. Now, where's your rib cage? Like a handstand, you want to keep it over those hips, and now pretend to lift this lateral leg. I can't, so I'm going to slide in and stand up a little bit, and then maybe just pretend to lift. Then pull yourself across. You're probably in a more optimal position now, and then pretend at first, and then perhaps, in fact, lift off that leg. Toe ball heel. Pull ourselves across. Let's do that one more time. Weight transfer, lift a leg, keep it straight, toe ball heel on the pull across, and point. We'll keep going here. Pull, push. Stay here if that's for you. Lift a leg if you can, and then perhaps stand nice and tall on your standing leg. Then bend on the standing leg, pull yourself across again, push, lift, full stretch on the standing leg. One last time, we'll pull ourselves across again. Find your quick balance in the squat, single leg squat, full body stand. Now the hard bit, perhaps find those dummy point rises or the balls of the feet, and then return, knee bend, and just one more time here, other side, point, full stand, quick balance if we can, ribs over those hips, down with control. One last time, just pull yourself to center and pushing equally both ways extends those hips through the middle. Toe balls.
One more time.
Honestly, you have time for one more move there.
One more time in our crawl versions of things. Remember, I've said it a million times, either plank, either do your elephant walk or your bear crawl, or let's choose one of your favorite kick-up options. So either with your hands already on the floor or the step-in kick-up. Let's practice that for 30 real seconds. Let's just feel what 30 Mississippis feels like with our head towards the floor. I'm going to put the timer on my analog clock here. So in 3, 2, we have 30 seconds of kick-ups. Also, while you're doing this, try to alternate those legs. Breathing, spending some time on those hands and wrists, distributing your weight through your hands and your wrists. So use your fingers as you're upside down here. It's not just about directly putting that pressure through your bent wrists. Where's the second hand?
5 more seconds.
Breathing.
And
Last
hold one,
kick
hold
up.
one, Lauren, hold one, Lauren.
Oh, hold one.
Oh, I might need to try one more time if I can here.
Holding one after 30 seconds of kick-ups. Oh, one more time. One more time.
Oh, there you go. Good, good. Keep it going there. Finish with control. Have fun in your practice. And then shake it out.
Wow, some endurance
It was more like
there.
a minute of work there,
Yeah.
Lauren. Nice. Half hour goes by pretty quick. But again, the workout doesn't need to be so intense to be productive and assembling those skills of strength. starting with those nitty-gritty wrists, emphasizing that core strength, and having fun expressing your strength in the handstand. Join us next week, Saturdays at 8 a.m. for more progressions to your practice.
Remember, less is more when practicing work on those hands. So I'd say that's enough practicing for today. Take a break, shake it out, maybe throw one down in the middle of the afternoon in your living room. That's always fine. But watch out for ceiling fans. But until next time, take care, stay strong, and we'll see you on Tuesday for a kettlebell workout.
Let's train soon. Goodbye.